Hi everyone, this is just a short overview of Module 7, which is all about planning your career. So you will have noticed that the module itself is not in your study guide. You have to go to Moodle to get a copy of this, and that's because it's created by our careers team here at CQU, and because the sites are always changing and the resources that we have available to us, CQU, are always changing, it is important that we make sure we have the latest and greatest version of events, and that module is now available for you to download. I would advise that you print it out. A lot of this will mean going online for sure, but it is much easier to get lost if you're trying to be looking at the study guide and being directed to various sites online. It's only 10 pages, so I would really print it out. It's going to make it a lot easier for you. So obviously this is a very important module, and it's pretty exciting to be at this stage, to be thinking about what next, where is STEPS going to lead you. Obviously when you came to STEPS you had something in mind, that you wanted to pursue a different kind of career for yourselves, and therefore you owe it to yourself to really invest some time and energy into thinking about this important decision. Now for some of you, you will be very open to suggestions and really hanging on this module because you'll be looking for direction. And others of you might be thinking, well, I already have a really good idea of what I want to do, so I'm not sure what there is for me here. But look, all I can say is, because it's such an important decision, it really is important that you know everything you can about it before you embark on that pathway, that you investigate all the specialisations, the different study pathways that might be available to you, and that you do know as much about this particular job as you think you do. And sometimes there can be some surprises for students, even when they thought they had a good idea about what a career entailed. So it's worth everybody's while to really invest in this. And from a very practical point of view, you do need to be responding to the relevant questions in Learning Portfolio B. So let's have a quick look on Moodle. And this, of course, is where you will go to download a copy of that module. And if we open that up, I do want to do a bit of scrolling, so I hope that doesn't make you too seasick. What you will see there, we are going to direct you to certain websites, so you definitely have to get online for this as well. But we talk you through the 4 stages of career development. And one of the very important stages is self-awareness. That's stage 1. Now you'll be asked to do or refer to a couple of profiling tools here. Now one is the Career Voyage tool, and the link's provided on Moodle, but there's some important information about it here. So it's like a personality profiling tool, but it's more than that. So it's asking you very general questions to do with your lifestyle, to do with things that you are interested in, whether you prefer to work outside, inside, with people, on your own, all kinds of questions like that, which are really quite specific to a workplace situation. So that will take you a little while to complete that particular profile. Now there are some really specific instructions here for how you go about that. You will need to go to that particular website, but you'll see here that there is an ID that you will need to put in. You'll need to create a new account for yourself, and you will need that organisational ID. That's because if you are just a member of the public trying to do this, it will cost you money, but CQU has paid for access to this, and that's why you need that code. So please bear that in mind, and then it's just a matter of following the prompts. It will take you a little while to do it properly, and once you've done it, please make sure that you save a copy of this somewhere with your other Prep Skills files, because you will need to refer back to it. So that's one of the tools that we look at here, and the other one actually pertains to the Jung Typology quiz, which remember we did back in Module 3. Now you will have received a profile for that, consisting of 4 traits, remember, whether it's IN, FJ, or whether it's E, S, T, P or whatever. So you'll need to know what that particular profile is, what those 4 letters are. And don't panic if you didn't look up the careers at that point when you were doing that Jung typology quiz, because we provide you with this link here, which is a website that has a summary of suitable careers for all of those different profiles. Now, if you can't remember what the 4 letters are, you might have to go back to Module 3, or you could always go back to Learning Portfolio A if you really can't remember. But you will need that then to look at the suggested careers according to that personality profiling. And then the idea is to evaluate that information, see if there's commonality across the 2 profiles, which one you thought actually was more helpful to you. And so hopefully it gives you a bit of a springboard for thinking about possible career types for you. But of course, like any tool of this nature, it has its limitations. So please don't panic if you've always wanted to be a nurse and it's not coming up in the list of suggested careers for either of those profiles. At the end of the day, you know yourself best. So please don't panic if you don't get that direct confirmation from those tools. Now, in the second part of this module, what we ask you to do then is to really research those jobs and those careers and the various facets of them. And the key site that we go to here is the Job Outlook site, which is a government site. Has lots of really great information, important information which you need to know about. And so we ask you to investigate 1 or 2 of those suggested careers and then really take note of the various aspects to that job. Now there are additional, sorry for scrolling quickly, there are some additional websites that you can also check out. And of course, you know, the more you know, the more informed your choice. So please take advantage of this. You'll see here there's the Career Hub. Now that's a CQ University site that's been developed by our careers team, and they have some really great resources there. So that's one site I'd like to point out to you. You will need to log in to get into that, but it's just your, your regular university login. And then the third part of this is to then start looking at what programs of study, what might be available, and of course our emphasis here is on programs of study at CQ University, so how to negotiate the handbook and how to find out information about the various programs that might be of interest to you. So you'll see here on Moodle, there's the module there that you can print out, and here are these websites that we just talked about. They're all available for you directly on Moodle. The discussion forum for this week and next week will be monitored by someone from our careers team. So if you do have some specific questions about study pathways or careers, then that's a good opportunity for you to talk to an expert about that. And certainly, as always, we'd love to hear your comments about what you are learning from that particular module. And also, one thing to mention is that someone from the careers team will be delivering the lecture this week as well. So in Module 7, we'll have a guest lecturer come in and talk to you about careers. So look out for that lecture in week 7. So all the very best with all of that. It is a really important decision to make. It's also pretty exciting. So I hope you really enjoy that module and creating your goals and also dreaming a little. All the very best with Module 7.